Yeah, our guys have been getting after it this week and hoping to break for Thanksgiving here in the next couple of days and get back together and head over to Columbia and go over and play the Gamecocks at their place.
For questions for Coach, press star one, and we'll begin with Colin Taylor of Rivals.com.
Hey, Kirby, I know you and Mike Bobo obviously have a pretty long and lengthy relationship. I'm just curious how that relationship goes this week. How often do you talk? And if you have any fun stories about you guys being ultra competitive. I think Mike Bobo talked about y'all playing golf quite a bit in your earlier days.
Yeah, he and I obviously go way back, lived together in college and really grew up not very far apart, and our families and fathers were good friends. So know Mike well. I've always been close to him throughout the profession. We've worked together a couple times and have always remained close, and our immediate families, our kids are friends. So hadn't had a lot of communication this week. Obviously, it's a different kind of week because you're extremely busy. I mean, Thanksgiving week is harder because your preparation time shrinks in terms of not practicing at normal times, moving things up. School's not going on, so it's a little tougher prep time. So he and I haven't really had a chance to visit or do anything.
Who's the better golfer between the two of you?
You know, I don't answer questions like that with guys that are above 25, 30 handicaps, so I don't discuss that. Basically, he's terrible.
Next is Steve Moulton of WZZN.
Then I'll steer clear of the golf questions, Coach. Where do you feel like your team has improved the most this season, Coach?
Well, different areas. You know, I really feel like if you look compared to last year, you would say in terms of special teams units have outperformed what we did last year. We had a punter come back, which was really helpful, and then our kickoff return game has been better. You know, and from a standpoint of offensively, I think, you know, being explosive in the pass game, we've made some more plays with the receivers downfield. We protected the quarterback well, but we did that as well last year. Defensively, we haven't probably done as good as some things we did last year. We didn't play as well in obviously the Florida game and playing Alabama. So the level of competition we played in a lot of instances, played from probably some better quarterbacks this year than we did last year, and also some weather conditions that we played in last year weren't conducive for offense at all. But overall, I'm pleased with the effort of the guys, and we've had really good leadership from those guys.
Injury-wise, where do you stand heading into this game, Coach?
Pretty similar to the way we've been. I mean, I don't know that anything's different for this game than it was for last week's Mississippi State game. I don't know if there's somebody specific you're asking about, but I don't see it a big difference. We're trying to get Jordan back and still hopeful to get him back. He's been able to do more this week, but I just still don't know if he's going to be able to go.
Quarterback room-wise, just from what we saw at a JT, is that similar what you've seen progression-wise on the practice field that kind of carried over to Saturday, or did he play better on Saturday than he looked in practice?
Well, again, in practice you don't get as real reps as you do on Saturdays. There's no substitution for Saturday reps in terms of functioning on third downs. I think during the week you can see the run checks, the organization, the huddle, the motions, the shifts, the hard counts. A lot of that stuff you can evaluate during the week, but the timing of things is just so much more realistic in a game. So to see him do that well was very promising, and we want him to continue to improve and continue to make good decisions and not force things.
Next we have Mike Griffith of the
AJC. Kirby, before that Florida loss, you guys had been in the top 10 for 58 straight weeks dating back to 2016. The rankings came out last night. Georgia was number 9. And there's a lot of people that are questioning Georgia as a top 10 team right now. I know you don't get into the politics of all of that, but I guess I would ask you comparing this team to others you've had, how legitimate do you feel that the top 10 standing is, and how important is it for Georgia to continue on in that top 10 ranking?
Well, it's great to be in the conversation all the time, but I don't, like you said it best. I don't really get into those, and we got to let our play speak for itself. I welcome anybody that wants to jump in our conference and play 10 games. They're more than welcome to. They can come right on over here with us and play 10 games if they want to play our conference schedule. Be more than happy to let them.
And then just following up on that, as far as the attrition goes, I know that people talk about injuries being a part of the game, but can you put the attrition that you've suffered into perspective in that SEC-only schedule, how that's changed things this year?
I don't know that I don't feel like the attrition happened because of the SEC only schedule. I feel like it had a lot to do with the off season and maybe not, and some of it's just luck. It's just good luck, bad luck, and we've probably had more injuries and we've avoided more COVID issues than some other guys. And that's probably the biggest thing. Going back to the Kentucky game, that's the biggest thing you can point at is it was a really, really physical, grind you out game on both sides, and that probably had a bigger effect on us from an injury standpoint. But I mean, that's the case each and every year. Those injuries didn't have anything to do with why we didn't cover a back out of the backfield against Florida. That shouldn't have an effect on that. So it's not a big part of it to me.